Welcome back. Now inside of the settings area in Stripe, you also have default billing settings. So if you click the settings link and then you come to the middle where the Stripe apps reside, what you're going to do is you're going to click this link that says billing settings. Now Stripe does have a number of things that you're going to see by default. You're going to have automatic retries when for some reason a subscription has failed. And of course, if you have a way that you want to do it specifically, you can actually change those rules to custom by clicking this button. Now, once you've invoiced someone and you have a certain number of days, you can set the invoice so that the individual will get reminders from Stripe. The one thing that you do have control over is the system of emails that Stripe will send on your behalf for renewal reminders, failed payments, and expiring cards. What you can also do is if you have an online account set up where individuals can change their information, you can add that information inside of Stripe. When you invoice individuals manually, you can change some of the text inside of the email that goes out by writing in to these dialog boxes, and we will cover invoices in a separate video. You can change the default settings for manual payments. So routinely, if you're going to be invoicing an individual and you want them to pay right away, you can change this default setting from 30 days to 1 day. And generally, whatever payment methods that you set up for Stripe, those are going to be the default payment methods that individuals can use in order to pay you. In this case, we have ACH and credit cards. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, once you have a customer inside of your Stripe account, you can send an invoice to that customer so that you can be paid. So, for example, we can go into the customer that we have in our customer dashboard. We're going to click inside of that customer. Then what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down. We're then going to click Create Invoice. We're then going to give the invoice a description, a quantity of what was sold, and then a unit price. We can add additional items if we want to add them to the invoice. All we need to do is to click Add Another Item. We're then going to write in that item here as well as the description. We can choose to display a customer discount here in this area by adding in a coupon. Now, it's quite possible that you do not have a coupon. If that's the case, you're going to have to create that coupon. We're going to click Create. We're going to write in the name of the coupon as well as the idea, as well as whether or not it's going to be a percentage or fixed amount. What we can do is we can also reduce the redemption time and put limits on the coupon. Once we have it, we can then click Create. We can then come back to our invoice and we can click Add a Coupon. We can click on our customer discount coupon, and then we have a total. We can customize the invoice by writing in a note. We can determine when the invoice is due. And what we can do is we can determine how we want to be paid. We can accept payment by credit card and or ACH or bank account. Once we do that, we can scroll down to the bottom. We can preview the invoice. And if we like the way the invoice looks, we can close it. We can then either save and close the invoice to send at a later time, or we can send the invoice right now. We'll be brought to the dialog, and then we can click Send Invoice. That invoice will appear in the individual's inbox, and they can click this button that says Pay this invoice. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. In conclusion, now one of the integrations that Stripe has that will allow you to track your activity is going to be your accounting software. And you're going to be able to find that tracking inside of the settings area. If you scroll all the way down, you're going to see a link here that says Data. And basically what Stripe will do is it will allow you to export all of your information to your QuickBooks software. And to do that, all you need to do is to click this button that says Export to QuickBooks. Once you do that, all you need to do is to click this Export button. Once the export process is done, you'll have a file that you can then save to your hard drive. What you can also do is to download your own monthly report. And you can do that by clicking this button that says Download Report. And basically what you'll be downloading will be a CSV file with your information. You'll then be able to open that file inside of Microsoft Excel, or you'll be able to upload it to your Google Docs system. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I'll see you either in another video or in another course. Once you've enabled your site for SSL, what you can do is you can use a plugin with your WordPress website in order to use the Skype checkout gateway. And so you can start the process by using a plugin called Stripe Simple Pay. And you'll notice that there are a number of plugins available for you to use Stripe with your WordPress website. You can actually choose the one that you feel is best for what you are trying to do. Now, for purposes of this video, we're going to install Stripe Simple Pay. Once we do that, we're then going to activate. You will then see Simple Pay Lite on your dashboard. You can click that link. What we're going to need to do first is to enter our Stripe API keys. So we're going to click this link that says enter them here. Once we get to this page, we're then going to click Retrieve your Stripe API test and live keys. Once you've entered the appropriate keys from your dashboard, you're then going to click Save Changes. Once you've done that, you're then going to you're then going to add a new payment form, and then you're going to add in your details, and then you're going to click Create. You'll then want to use your shortcode, copy it, and then head back to your WordPress installation. You'll then add in your pay button to your WordPress shortcode. Once you do that, you can then preview your page, and then you'll see your test pay button. When you're ready then to make your payment live, you'll then disable your test mode, and your pay button will be live on your WordPress website. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, also in the business settings, you're going to find a column of settings that you'll need to take care of for payments and payouts. And the first of those settings will be your bank accounts and scheduling. And it's here that you will add in your business account. You'll need to have your routing number and your account number so that you'll be able to connect your bank account to Stripe. This will be the account that Stripe will send your payments to after the waiting period. You can set a payout schedule. So if you want to have your payments sent every day so that as they come in, Stripe will send them in a bundle, you can have them sent that way, or you can have them sent every week or every month. Once you determine how you want your payments to be sent, you can then click Save. You'll then need to determine your payment methods. And what you'll basically be doing if you're going to be taking payments on your website is activating the cards level. And what you can also do is activate the bank credit transfer so that individuals will be able to use their bank account. Now, there are other payment methods that you may want to add that will give you additional ways to get paid, and this will depend on your customer base and how they intend to pay you. But basically, once you have completed the cards and ACH credit transfer, you'll then be ready to accommodate most people paying online. If you have a way of being able to use Apple Pay, you'll need to use this link, and then you'll be able to alter your email receipts. Basically, what you'll be doing is you'll determine when Stripe will email your customers. So you can have your customer emailed when a payment is successful, as well as when there's a refund, and then you'll click Save. You can also set up your orders. And basically, you can determine whether your shipping will be free. And if you're selling primarily digital products, your shipping will be free. You can determine whether or not your taxes are going to be charged or included in your final payment, and whether Stripe will capture the payment when an order is made for a specific item. Now, once again, if you are primarily selling digital products and the individual will be getting their product immediately, you can leave this on the default setting. And we've now covered the payments and payouts. And in the next video, we will cover the team and security elements of the business settings. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.